Welcome to the Reunion Podcast, where traction, nourishment, and thriving in business and life come full circle. We're your hosts, the founders of Reunion, and each week we're going to sit down with incredible entrepreneurs from our community to shine a light on their stories, the bold moves that create real traction, and the raw truth behind their challenges and wins. If you're ready to be inspired, grow alongside a powerful network, and see what it really takes to thrive, you're in the right place. If you'd love to be a guest on the show, head to thrivewithreunion.com to join the movement. And don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. All the links are in the show notes. Now let's dive in.
Welcome back to the Reunion Podcast. Today's guest is Jessica Devenish, an entrepreneur, business leader, executive mentor, and payment industry veteran with more than 25 years of experience helping businesses grow and scale. As a CEO, founder, speaker, and mentor, Jessica has built a reputation for helping entrepreneurs develop not only stronger businesses, but stronger leadership skills. Her work spans payment processing, executive coaching, leadership development, and helping business owners navigate the challenges of growth. Jessica is passionate about empowering founders and CEOs to become the leaders their organizations need them to be. And today we're going to dive deep into entrepreneurship, leadership, business growth, and lessons she's learned throughout her journey. Jessica is also one of the founders of Reunion and one of my best friends.
Oh,
So
thank you.
Today we are going to just talk about you.
This is so fun. No, like
excited.
seriously, and I've known Jessica for 25 years, and have watched her work hard, make things happen. She's inspired me for 25 years.
Thank you.
I'm serious.
Thank you.
Yep, she is a hard worker for sure.
That makes me sound
she's
really
a doer.
great and
She's a doer.
special.
She gets stuff done.
I am a doer.
So back 25, 30 years ago, did you ever work for anybody else, or have you always worked for yourself?
Well, I worked for my dad's company when I was 15.
Okay.
He had 150 employees, and he
Yeah.
had 4 locations,
Okay.
and I had to work my way up.
Yeah.
I was the boss's daughter,
Yeah.
which didn't make things easy.
Nope.
Yeah.
I get that.
And so he's really that's the only company that I have worked for.
Okay. So entrepreneurship, you chose it or it chose you? What would you say?
I would say it chose me.
Okay.
Because I had started, I don't know if you know this, I had signed up to do real estate school.
Oh, I
I
did
was
not
going to
know
be a
that.
real estate agent.
Which you
And
would have been
then
extremely successful.
I wish I would have done that also.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. In addition to
you
all
know,
your-
It was in
I understand.
1996.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you imagine? I know. I should have
Those
just
were
done
good
that
times.
and this. But at that time, I started my collection. I bought a collection agency, and then we started down that path. So yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I've done some MLMs.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't say I'm an employee, but those are the only other
Yeah.
companies I think.
That's the opportunity to work for yourself, as they say.
Yeah, same.
In the
same.
MLM world. So.
Same. But you know, in MLM, you don't really get to call the shots.
Sure.
Still, you're under like
Yeah.
the direction of the CEO.
Corporate,
But no, I don't. I've never.
Okay. So was
had
there ever
another,
like?
I mean, I had bosses at CMA that weren't my dad,
Uh,
you know.
Yeah.
And I did that. I was 15 when I started, and I left there when I was. Well, I started my own agency. It was like 20. I was 25,
okay.
so like 10
So
years.
10 years of training. You learned everything you could, and then you're like, I got to do this for myself.
Yeah, I got my butt kicked being the boss's daughter. They were like hard on me.
Uh-huh.
And I was only 19 when I started doing sales.
Yeah.
And I was like the number 1 salesman, and my clients didn't know how old I was.
Uh-huh.
Because you know, at 19,
Yeah.
like Novell, WordPerfect, those were some of my biggest clients at the
Yeah.
time. And yeah, I just had to work harder.
Yeah.
So what would be something that you took from those 10 years that really was the valuable thing that kind of has traveled with you as you've gone through the other
That's
things?
a great question. I guess just believe in yourself when others don't. You know, they think that you're the number 1 salesman because you're the boss's daughter, and over time you just prove that has nothing to do with that.
Right.
Right? Just push myself to always give 100%.
And stand up for what you know your value is.
For sure. I had to stand up for myself a lot. I was like, no, I didn't get that because of my last name.
I'd say that something that I've watched a lot is the culture that you create wherever you go. And so, and what have been those things that you've taken with you in the culture part of that?
You know, I think that comes from my dad. He the culture that he created, it was just kind of a family. You mean, you spend all day at the office. I mean, especially back in 1988, you're there, you know, there's no hybrid, none of that. And so then he just had just a really great family dynamic. Everyone was family. Even though there was 150 employees in 4 locations, like, there was still just this feeling of like camaraderie and family dynamics. And so then when I started CheckNet, when we designed our office in Provo in East Bay, the intent was to make it like home. So, you know, when you go home, you go through your kitchen door, you have your mudroom. We recreated that at CheckNet because it's family. So I think that just comes from my dad, comes from my family. I mean, and I come from a family of entrepreneurs, you know, the Hillview Fruit Farms in Mapleton, and my grandparents have been entrepreneurs. My dad's been an entrepreneur. I mean, as long as I remember. We always went to his office. The laundromat was right next door, so my dad was working. We'd go to the laundromat and hang out with my dad. So I think culture just is important to me because you spend so much time with the people that you work with that it's important. The funny part is owning a collection agency, right, is the idea is kind of a sweatshop mentality.
Yeah.
And so if you've ever been to our office in East Bay when we had it there, that's why I even started coaching, is because clients would come to our office and say, this is a collection agency? Like, it doesn't feel like a collection agency. It feels like very warm and welcoming. And
like
so
family.
then clients that would come would say, hey, will you come help us with our culture?
Okay.
And
That's
that
cool.
just happened organically, and that's why I started coaching.
Well, I think a lot of people have respected that. They have seen that, and they have respected for it. So it would be a natural step of, yep, let me help you with that.
Yeah, I love it. It's fun. Because I think a culture is like a living, breathing thing. It's like it has its own personality.
Right.
And you either, it just takes on its own life, which can be trouble, or you can create what you want to create
Right.
with the culture.
I also want to mention that your approach with your collection agency was very different than most.
Yes.
You guys treated people with respect and understanding they were going through some hard times, and with understanding that, hey, we want to work together with you to get this resolved, not just threaten and then lawsuit and then you know, take them to small claims court or whatever. And that was really beneficial for you to land those types of customers that wanted that with their experience well, because that's not the norm in the space.
Yeah, not always. And with that, we have even gotten clients who we've collected from because of that, right?
Yeah.
They're like, because also business owners, they're just all over. They need help too.
Yeah.
So you call a debtor, they owe, and they're like, you guys are great. Thanks for treating me like a human being.
Yeah.
Right.
I have some collections that I need help
for
with,
sure.
right? So thank you for saying that, because
Yeah.
I think there's a reputation that's not always great in that space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really great ones. I got to know, when we did the national division of our collection agency, I got to know collection agency owners all over the U.S. And there's some really great ones out there that do it like we do it. And there's some that make us look really bad.
Yeah, well, make you look really good, makes the industry look bad.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure, so.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to what you're doing today. Today, obviously, Reunion. We're doing a lot of fun stuff with Reunion. Everyone that's going to be listening to this knows what that is, or will understand a little bit more about what we do at Reunion. You also have Prime Payments. You have your women's retreat, and you have, what was the other one you want to talk about?
Well, under my coaching, I have like my 28-day mastery course,
Okay, yeah,
and
mastery
then
course.
my coaching packages, and
Yeah.
then I also own the studio with my youngest
Oh, yeah,
daughter in
West,
Spanish Fork.
yeah.
Why
Right.
not?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Who ever thought I would have a retail business on Spanish Fork Main Street?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Not
that
me.
so much.
Yeah.
Yes, because you are very good at culture, and that is that you know, Main Street is the culture of a town.
Yeah, and it's fun. So that is, West Studios is a place where we rent booth. Let's see, how do I say that? We got booth. We rent booth space
Yeah.
for like estheticians, waxers, tattoo artists, piercers, all those things.
So cool.
And that has, we have 27 renters right now, and the culture that we're creating there is so fun. And watching my daughter create the culture and kind of lead the pack is so amazing.
And clearly in line. Like the DNA of this is just, this is perfect.
I know when I hear her talk, I'm like, she has listened to me.
I know.
And she's the daughter who doesn't listen to me, but I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
she's listening.
She's going to be all right.
Yeah. So there's culture there, which I really love. And then prime payment processing, you know, is just my husband and I now. I mean, I have my like outsourced assistants, but I went from 75 employees when I left CheckNet to none,
Yeah.
which was so weird.
That's nice.
It's nice. And I kind of grieved a little bit.
Yeah.
I loved my executive team,
Yeah.
but it was just time for a change.
Yeah.
I felt like I was being called for something more. I wanted to do more coaching, and I still want to write a book. I've co-authored 2 books, a motherhood book and a women's leadership book, the first of its kind. Both are bestsellers. And I still have a dream to write my own book. But prime payment processing I've been doing that for 25 years.
Yeah.
It's the least sexiest business besides debt collection that there is, but I love my clients.
Yeah.
They're my friends.
And you take care of them.
And it's
All right,
fun.
let's talk about the 28-day course and
Yeah,
the coaching.
so under my coaching brand, if you know me, gratitude is kind of my thing. I'm a woo-woo girl. I'm the woman that puts out the crystals during the full moon, right? And like all my jewels.
I love that we are best friends. 'Cause
I'm always like, can we, like at our retreat, just so you know, like we're going to start with a meditation in case that shocks you.
No.
So I love gratitude. I feel like gratitude is just the foundation that we build everything from. And when I say gratitude, I don't mean like, oh, fluffy, thank you kind of thing. It's more of like a rock solid, like if you look at things from a gratitude perspective, like what is going right? Because it's easy as leaders to focus on what's going wrong, but where your focus goes, grows. So gratitude to me is like, as we're looking out into our business environment, it's like, what is going right? What can we duplicate here? What can we do more of?
Yeah.
And so that's where I think gratitude. So it's a 28-day gratitude mastery course, and it's just kind of like it's my baby. I love it. It's called the 1% method. So it's less than 15 minutes a day.
Okay.
So there's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
1% is 15 minutes. So I always say, if you don't have 15 minutes, you probably need it more than anyone.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
that 15 minutes gets you back in your body. It gets you sovereign. It gets you because just sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. You've probably heard that before, right?
Yep.
And so that's really, it's kind of my baby. I've written other courses, but my 28-day course is it's kind of like my signature course.
Okay, awesome. What in the payment processing space over the last 25 years has changed? That's a long span.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of change. But what are the biggest changes that have come down the pipe in the last, say, maybe 5 years?
I was just going to say more changes have happened in the last 5 years
Yeah.
than 25 combined.
Yeah.
Underwriting, risk.
Okay.
There's, because of COVID, so risk has gotten really difficult. Like they don't want you to pay for services up front. Like if you're doing a 1-year membership or if you're like doing an event and you have a booth and you want to do next year's event, paying for that ahead of time, they don't like those.
Well, they've seen
kind
the
of things,
statistics, right? Those things
Yeah, because
cancel,
COVID, everything
they
shut
want-
down.
Yeah.
All the events shut down.
Yeah.
So it just feels like, underwriting and risk has always been, what people don't realize about payment processing is the bank is extending credit to you. So if I process $100,000 today, tomorrow I get $100,000 on my bank account.
Yeah.
The fees aren't pulled out until the end of the month. So they are extending credit. People don't. That's why the getting approved matters. They got to check your credit and the
Right.
company's history. So I think people don't understand that. I think it's a big misconception, right? Because they can process $1 million this month and then head to Tahiti, and then there's no money to pull the fees out.
Or also there's chargebacks and things like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
There's all kinds of fraud that happens and people charge on. So anyway, the working history of those companies, they usually
Yeah.
start with extending you a small amount of money for the first month, and then they build and build and build until you can actually run all your business through the
Yes,
the
you're right.
merchant service.
So that's probably the biggest change is risk, getting people approved that were once easy are now in the high risk category.
Okay.
It seems like everything's in the high risk category. The other thing too is I used to have relationships where I had I could call the underwriter and tell them about the business, what I knew about them personally.
Yeah.
And now there's just layers and layers
It's
deep.
more data, just
Yeah.
like here's the
It's
facts. We
totally-
don't care about any.
They don't care.
What relationship you have with them or anything like that.
Yeah, and the other part of that is, businesses, sometimes you want them to grow exponentially fast.
Yeah.
But the bankers panic.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, you
Too much
think you're
too
going to do
fast.
50K this month and you just did 500? Something's wrong.
Yeah.
And they hold your money or
Yeah.
shut you down. And so, before it was like, right on, this merchant is growing really fast. This
Yeah.
is awesome. How can we support them?
Right.
What better information do we need? And now it's like, should we shut them
Pause.
off?
Yeah. We're gonna hold their money for 3 days.
Yeah, so in that case, I'm telling my merchants, let's set up 2 merchant accounts. Because if you grow too fast, people panic.
They freak
So
out.
that's kind of a big change,
Yeah.
I think. And obviously, it's just more competitive. Everyone offers payment processing
Yeah.
on every
It's a
brother-in-law's,
dime a
neighbor's,
dozen, yep.
cousins, uncles, like, so.
With all those changes and with what's coming up in changes moving forward, what would you tell business owners they need to prepare for? As far as additional changes coming?
For payment processing?
Yeah. It seems to me, because I was in the space for a short while as well, it seems to me that basically anybody that sells the software has like an internal dedicated software processing or a payment processing software that they have to use, right?
Yep.
It's captive. And so when they sign up for, say, Aloha or whatever software
Yeah.
they're using, or they sign up for Shopify, they're going to be on Stripe, right? That's
Yeah,
like,
they can't use me.
It
I mean,
is
they could,
a given,
but they'll have to pay a 3% surcharge.
pay a fee to Stripe, right?
Yeah.
For using that. So when you're signing up for a software, a point of sale system, wherever that is, you're basically taking a captive, and those captives,
Yep.
they can basically charge you more money than what we could,
Yeah.
you could set them up with a significantly lower rate, but because they're bought that software, they can't.
Exactly. I do see that a lot. I rarely lose a client unless they sell their business.
Right.
But recently that happened. A big retail clothing store locally, he changed his inventory management system, and he specifically asked them, can I still use my current payment processor? Oh, yeah. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Once it got in there, yes, you can, and there's an additional surcharge for that.
Right.
And so that does. Or the other thing is, I have another client, he's been with me for 12 years. He's ready to expand his business. He goes to the bank. He gets a $2 million loan to build this brand new building. And the banker says, hey, if we can do your credit card processing, I'm going to knock your interest rate
Yeah.
down.
Because they're going to make money on that as well.
And of course, I mean, my merchant
just
calls
out.
and says, I don't want to leave you. You've taken such good care of me for 10 years, 12
Right.
years. And I'm like,
But-
but you have to take that deal. I
Yeah.
can't offer you that.
Yeah.
And so those are the times that, especially in my experience, I think because mortgages and things have taken a hit the last couple of years, the banking industry has really gotten more competitive in payment processing because
Yeah.
it makes sense for them.
Yeah.
Where before, I was the relationship at the bank
Yeah.
or the credit union.
Yeah.
They would process all their deals through me.
Right.
And now they have their own.
Yeah.
So that's changed
Yeah. It changed a lot.
the software. And with that, I mean, I am the dominant provider in other software companies, so
Okay.
like billing, medical billing software. So I understand the concept.
Yeah.
So every doctor's office that signs up with this medical billing software that we integrate with, they all have to use me,
Yeah.
which is great.
That's a good spot to be in.
So yeah, but the other side's
other
true,
s-
right?
yeah, for
When
sure.
I'm like salons and day spas, they all have like Shopify. They're all just glorified inventory management. They're really credit card processors, glorifying themselves as an inventory
Right.
management system.
That's the game. So they
Yeah.
want that. They want that volume. All
But
right.
like
Let's shift
Square
gears.
and PayPal and that, I feel like those are benefits to me because those are usually, well, I'm actually a Square partner now,
Okay.
so I can help people with Square, which is new.
Cool. All right. Let's shift gears. You've spent years mentoring entrepreneurs, executives. What separates a great leader from an average leader?
I think, in my experience, a great leader is somebody who is interested in leading themselves first before their team.
So they remain
who's-
teachable. They're hungry to learn. They don't think they got it all figured out.
Yeah, they're-
Even though we
they're-
try to put that face on when we're
Yeah.
facing the world, it's like, oh man, this guy's crushing it. He's got it all figured out. But when they come to you and that you get to see the real them, they're still like, I need help.
Yeah,
They're still teachable.
yeah. The leaders that are willing to admit they don't know what they don't know,
Yeah.
right, is a
Yeah.
big one. And I just think that are willing, they understand that the version of themselves that got them where they are is not the same version that's going to get them to the next
Next
level.
level, yeah.
When it, then they're all like, this is what I've always done, this is how we're doing it. Well, you can keep doing that, but if you want to scale, you've got to scale. Like you individually as a person has to scale.
Yeah. Okay. So is that one of the biggest challenges that leadership has, is where they don't admit they're wrong and they don't, they're insane, right? They continue to do the same thing and hope for a different outcome. What
Yeah.
other big challenges do leaders come to you with? Are there any specifics or patterns that you see?
Some of the patterns that I see are like they feel like their team doesn't really respect them,
Okay.
or something in the team is broken down, and I mean that just comes from the top,
Yeah.
right? If you're not cultivating, what I see a lot of is if you aren't cultivating an opportunity or an environment for people to exercise their creative faculties, they are not going to stay with you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you pay them. It doesn't matter how great you think they are doing. If they get stifled and they don't have that ability to have a voice or use their creative faculty, they won't stay. They
Yeah.
will leave and find somewhere else to go.
I agree, 100%.
Right.
I've seen that, yeah.
When people that you've worked with are driving home and they were like, oh, I would have loved to have tried this, or I would have loved to have had the opportunity to try this.
Yeah, when their voice isn't heard.
Right.
Right? It's just, this is the way it is. This
Yeah.
is my way or the highway. And there's a definite difference between a boss and a leader, right?
Right.
A leader
Yeah.
is somebody who cultivates that and says, tell me, finish that thought,
Yeah.
right? Or if you're in an executive meeting and somebody's sitting there and you know they're brilliant, but they haven't said anything,
Yeah.
recognizing that, hey, Diana, I would love to know your thoughts. You haven't said much.
And you are so good at that, and I've heard you do that at a table. I think one of my favorite sentences is when somebody says, hey, Diana, I value your opinion. What do you think? Everybody loves that sentence.
Yes.
And
And
I have heard you actually say that at a table. Hey, I haven't heard from you. What do you think? Because sometimes it's the quiet one,
Oh, yeah. I want to hear what you have to say
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're not saying anything.
and you're a thinker.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Yep. So, yeah, I agree with all that. Sometimes you have people that want to talk a lot, and you realize that they got nothing to say. And the ones that don't talk, they may feel like they're not going to be heard. They may have voiced their opinion several times previously and not been taken seriously, or
Yeah.
they didn't, implement anything that they had said. And I see that with leaders that are constantly looking to level up the company. They're constantly asking their key employees, how would you do this different? Why are you so successful? Like, obviously there's something you're doing in sales that was different than these other employees when you were, this was many years ago.
Yeah.
You were doing something different than these other salespeople. And sometimes it's just that intangible quality that an individual has where they're really likable, or they're just, they're very trustworthy. I think one of the biggest intangibles in business is the fact when people love other people. And you can feel it.
You
It's
feel
tangible.
that. It's true.
I've been in industries where, in my role, other people really did not like people because they had been lied to repeatedly by people, and they just get to the point where they loathe people and they just want to get them in, get them sold real quick, and
Yeah.
then be done with them and never have to talk to that guy again. Instead of establishing a relationship, a friendship, some trust, and actually taking an interest in that person. And that was what made it really easy for me to stand out in an industry that was very much the den of thieves, a den of wolves, or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it, to be somebody different. And so that's
Well, and I agree with that. And you're really good at that too, like treating people like people. And I think that's what my dad taught me is like you're in the people business.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if you're selling credit cards
That's right.
or reunion memberships or coaching packages. Like you're in the people business, right? You're dealing with people. Get to know the people that you're working with. And you're good at that. And I think that's why and you are too, I think that's why we work well together for Reunion is we love people.
yeah,
And I think our intent is to love and lift. And
Yes.
and you've got actually a process now that you've created where, okay, let's lift. Like, what do we need to do to get you lifted?
Yeah. The other thought that I had when you said, leaders, what makes them stand out, I think that more often than not, more people have imposter syndrome more than ever before.
Yes.
And so they don't speak up, especially if somebody's louder. I just think there's an epidemic of imposter syndrome. I mean, I feel it myself. There's so many coaches now from when I started,
Yeah.
right? I wish I would have been more open about my coaching because now there's so many. It's almost like people don't even know I've been coaching for 8 years. It's like another one, so I find myself doing that. I think imposter syndrome, comparing ourselves, social media does that. Just in general, I think that holds leaders back from speaking up, especially if there's somebody else that is always talking. They think, what I have to say is not important.
right.
So I think helping people kind of find their light and their magic and their special skill. Because maybe you're an imposter if you're trying to be like the other person because you're unique in you,
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
there's lots of coaches, but we all kind of have like our own.
yeah.
Special thing.
Flavor, yeah.
I will say this. There's a joke in the health industry of like, I ate kale, therefore I'm a health coach. There is a difference, though, with a lot of the coaches that I have met where you are different, and that is you have 25 years behind you. You have watched a lot of people. So I want to speak on the experience that you're bringing to the table as a coach. Yes, you've been doing it for 8 years, but you've been watching it your entire life. And so there is that foundational background of knowledge.
Thank you.
Experience.
Sometimes I feel like I have some wisdom.
Yeah,
experience, right?
I'm also going to say
Once in a while.
this. She's a beautiful combination of analytic and expressive, which is very rare. Usually you get the thinker-talkers and the talker-thinkers. And there is this beautiful combination of the both. It's like you're analyzing and you're also socially aware, so you're also reading the room. So it's kind of fun to watch you.
Thank you.
Yep, I agree. Another question of what patterns or bottlenecks do you see when you're coaching entrepreneurs that are keeping them from becoming who they could be, or their companies from becoming who they could be? Is there anything that you see consistently?
Yeah, I think there's, it happens a lot when you are exponentially growing and you've worn so many hats for so long.
Yeah.
And now you're ready to delegate, but you aren't really ready to delegate.
Yeah.
Right? The bottleneck is themselves.
Okay.
The bottleneck is that.
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
That control, because we're all a little bit of
It is.
control, like that A personality, right? Where you're just like, well, ooh. I'm coaching my daughter through that right now, actually, at the studio, because she's at a point where she's overwhelmed and she needs to rely on our assistant to help her, but she has a certain vision. And you have to, if you don't release that a little bit, that's where burnout happens. You're going to get so fried so fast.
Yeah.
And those little things, because we are such perfectionists, they are the things that can eat you up the most. And I think it goes back to allowing your team to have the creative faculty too, right? Because if we all have the same mission and the same goal in mind, Matt's not probably going to do the exact same thing that Jessica's going to do. But if our goal is the same, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
And maybe as the leader, it's not exactly the way you would do it, but you almost have to just like take a deep breath and be like, I have to allow my team to breathe and expand so that we can all grow together.
Yeah.
And the other thought too is I think that a lot of leaders they don't treat their team like humans.
Yeah.
Family.
They don't. And I think that is a huge mistake. I think that I witnessed it when I was on the board of the chamber. You've got 17 amazing people on the board, and the director was there before. She just kind of did everything. And I'm like, we have 17 brilliant minds here. Let everyone play a part and have a role.
Right.
And so I think if leaders aren't doing that, then they're going to lose great people. They're going to bottleneck and hold themselves back and just do what they've always done, which what you said, the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you have this 28-day course on gratitude. What role does gratitude play in your life personally?
While she's thinking, I'm just going to say...
Why are you giving her time to
while
think?
I'm giving her time to think. Jessica exudes gratitude, but I remember a long, long time ago, she would write thank you notes to her existing clients, which was, it wasn't, everybody was going to electronics, and she would still handwrite beautiful thank you notes, detailed, this is why I'm thankful for you.
I love that. Thank you. People
Sounds
still remember
like Diana
that.
needs one soon.
Yeah,
She'd like
it's
another
time to meet.
gratitude note.
Maybe I need to resurface my
Yeah.
thank you note.
Yeah.
It's because I do get that a lot.
Like people remember it. I can
they do.
remember opening it up and just going, "Oh," but it was detailed. It wasn't like, hey, thank you, Jessica.
And we used to do happy anniversary notes, so the anniversary of when they signed up
They
with us as a
started.
client. Yeah, people are like, I miss your anniversary letters.
Yeah.
Gratitude. It's the core of really who I am. I just view the world from a place of how do I find things that bring me peace and that I can expand on from gratitude. I don't know, I'm this crazy woo-woo girl that is like this overly optimistic. I see everything as everything always works out, no matter how terrible it is. And I've been through some pretty terrible things. And just gratitude is just such a pulsating, electrifying feeling that if we view the world from a place of how can we do more of the good, it's kind of contagious.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to, there was a study done, Dr. Dyer, and huge study, a lot of people, and they measured the serotonin levels of somebody that did a kind act. And the person that did the kind act, serotonin levels, extreme. A person that witnessed the kind act, same level. So when Jessica's out spreading goodness, it's the people that are watching it, it's the person that's giving it, it's the person that's receiving it. It's just this power.
I feel that.
Yeah.
That's where I think the contagious comes
It
from,
is
right?
the energy that is then rolls out.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a few rapid fire questions
Oh,
before we
okay.
wrap up. So,
Ooh.
what is
Danger.
your favorite business book and why?
The one she wrote.
The one I'm writing.
She-
in there.
That's what she learned the most from, is the one she's wrote.
Sorry.
You know, the book I go back to a lot, I read it once a year, is The Four Agreements.
Okay.
I really love that book a lot.
Okay. I've never read it.
It's just foundational.
Yeah.
It's not anything.
Sounds like we
Yeah.
should all read that.
Yes.
Note to the reunion staff of everybody.
Watch or
Go
listen to The
read
Four
that
Agreements.
book.
Yeah.
Favorite leadership quote?
Whatever you are, be a good one.
Okay. That's a good one.
I think it's Abraham Lincoln, actually.
Yeah. You've had mentors. I think I know the answer to this one, but who's your most influential mentor in your life?
My dad,
That's what I thought.
for sure.
I know your dad.
Both my parents, my
Yeah.
dad, like in business environment for sure, and both my parents, like just from a family dynamic, like
Okay.
treat people the way you want to be treated. For sure, my dad. I mean, I've had lots of coaches, lots of mentors, but you know, Brad Jensen was a great mentor to me. Griffin, is it Craig? I'm going blank. He wrote the Mindless book.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Craig Manning.
yes, Craig
Dr.
Manning.
Manning.
Oh,
He
wow.
I worked with him
Yes.
one-on-one.
You did?
I did. Well, he brought his staff in, and I was like, I want you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I worked with him one-on-one, and amazing. Mike Cheney, I worked with Mike Cheney.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had lots of coaches.
All right. Best business advice you've ever received?
Two things come to mind. The golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. Sounds simple. The other is just get in the room. Be in the room
With the right group of people?
with the right group of people,
Yeah.
always. That's why I think I'm so passionate about networking. My dad, like, you got to be in the room. People got to know who you are, and you got to know who they are.
Yeah.
So I think I'm always in the room.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Yeah. How about the best lesson you've learned from failure? We've all failed at something.
Oh, 100 times.
Yeah.
And I'll do it 100 times more, right? The best lesson from
Best lesson you
failing?
learned from failure, yeah.
To expect the unexpected.
Yeah. I've learned it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
I had a really interesting kind of thought this last week where every success and every failure that I've had over my career has led me to where I'm at today.
100%.
And I learned from the good and the bad. And I'm a better person, a better business partner, a better spouse, a better father and grandfather from all these lessons I've learned throughout my career. And I wouldn't be if I hadn't had the failures.
For sure.
You can't just be like everything you touch is gold, right? The Midas touch, everything you do is just amazing. And people may say that about certain people, like, oh, everything they do, everything just works out.
Yeah.
And it does, but there are failures along
But
the way
and
for everybody.
what did they go through to get to
Correct.
that point, right?
Even some of the most successful people in the world, that are now multi-billionaires, they've had bad failures. They've had things that
for
like
sure.
defined who they are as a person and driven them to be more and better and more successful. So.
Oh,
okay.
for sure. I agree with that. I think failures and struggles are what has influenced my character
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Values, beliefs, like all from getting my butt kicked really hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about one daily habit you refuse to skip?
Definitely my meditation.
Yeah. That's getting into that space of gratitude and appreciation. And,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, it's like it's my
Mindfulness.
daily prayer time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where I connect to something greater than myself and just sit in that silence and call back my energy and just, meditation for
Okay.
sure. I mean, that kind of meditation, prayer, even journaling, it's kind of like
It's all wrapped
my
up in
own
one
little,
little
yeah.
Okay.
morning ritual.
If you could have dinner with any entrepreneur, living or dead, who would it be?
I don't know.
Do you have anyone that you're like, I mean, the author of the book that you love, like that's foundational to you, like you'd love to pick his brain or her brain?
I won't say who it used to be.
Okay.
I've changed that. I don't know, really. I don't know, that's a hard question.
We'll have to come back to it
Yeah.
another time.
I mean, I think, Tony Robbins comes to mind just because I love what he's built.
Yeah. Okay.
We went to his event recently, and
Yeah.
the energy that he demands in the room is pretty incredible.
Contagious, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he speaks my language.
Yeah, he's a
Right.
woo-woo guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He is.
All right. So what's next for you? What's next on the agenda?
I really just love, I feel like I do three things really well. I build businesses, I build leaders, and I build rooms. So I think just expanding what I'm already building,
Okay.
from West Studios to my coaching to, maybe writing my book.
Okay.
I think I'm feeling called. And
Yeah.
the other thing that I'm really feeling called to do that I feel like might be next for me is my season 2 of my podcast. Because, Amanda Loveland and I
Yeah.
did the first one. It was called What is Personal is Universal. And we decided to each go separate ways to just do our own. And she's done several.
Yeah.
And I have remained frozen. I haven't launched season 2.
With many other things to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have a few things. But I really want to do season 2 of my podcast.
Okay.
That's a goal for
So
2026.
maybe sync back up with Amanda and go do it again?
No, it'll be my own.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be my own.
Cool.
So and I'll bring on guests, but mostly I think what I envision it to be is mostly just like words of wisdom from me.
Okay.
And they'll be
Lessons learned.
They'll be short clips.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I
I
love
will
that.
interview people. I really have a vision of like bringing my children on,
No?
because like they're each entrepreneurs, and I don't know.
It's a good way to have a conversation with your children where they're supposed to be on their best behavior.
Yeah, right?
And they know they're on camera and they can't say.
It's that thing
they
when
can't
someone's
talk
like, I
back.
met your son and he's so amazing. I'm like, you sure?
Yeah, wait.
When?
Which son? Was he,
Yeah.
in front of his mother-in-law?
But I love the conversations I have with my kids, and he called me last night because he's doing sales in Kansas. He's selling fiber.
Okay.
Oh,
And we just had this great sales conversation. He told me how the day was, and he's like, this is what I said. What do you think of this? And I don't know. It's just, and even his sales buddies were like, what do you think, Mama Dev? And it was
how
just
cute.
Yeah.
And I think those young kids, like his one friend is running the show down there. I would love to bring him on the podcast and
Yeah.
just talk about,
Maybe.
he's killing it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's killing it. He's like, I don't know. I think that's my next big thing,
Okay,
my podcast.
that sounds
Of
good.
my own podcast.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being a guest on your own podcast.
Right?
Get to see the inner workings of your brain and
Yes.
all the success and failures that you've gone through in your life. And here's to many more years of reunion and
Yeah.
success and fun and friendship and everything. So
Well, I love what we're building.
Appreciate you.
I
I
enjoy
do
doing it
too.
with you guys, so thank you.
yeah, all right, that's a wrap.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Reunion Podcast. We hope you're walking away with fresh insights, real stories, and that extra spark to keep building traction, nourishing your growth, and thriving big. If you've loved this conversation, hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. And if you'd like to join the movement, come sit at our table and be featured as a guest and share your story. Visit thrivewithreunion.com and stay connected with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. You'll find all the details in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up, stay connected, and let's thrive together.